A dream cruise, warm waters, cold drinks, but one passenger stepped out onto the deck and was never seen again. No splash, no struggle, no goodbye, only a cigarette still burning in the ashtray. This is the story of a woman who vanished into the night while thousands partied just floors away. They called it the Island Star, a floating city built for paradise. Luxury pools, 5-star buffets, casinos, clubs, and over 2,000 passengers chasing one thing: escape. Among the crowd was Laura Hill, 23 years old, fresh out of university, full of dreams, and sailing the Caribbean with her parents and younger sister. Photos from that trip show her glowing, smiling wide on the top deck at sunset, sipping fruity drinks, laughing through the nightly shows. She was the kind of girl people noticed, polite, confident, with an energy that drew people in, the perfect vacation. Until it wasn't. Because behind those smiles was something no one could see coming. The celebration of her future would become a chilling mystery, one the world still can't explain. The next morning, Laura's mother knocked on her door for breakfast. No answer. She knocked again, still nothing. Inside her cabin, everything was exactly in place. Her clothes untouched, her shoes neatly by the balcony door, her passport, ID, right where she left them. But one thing stood out, a cigarette still burning in the ashtray, and the balcony door ever so slightly open. Security was called. The door had been locked from the inside. Strangest of all, surveillance footage. At exactly 5:06 a.m., Laura is seen walking the deck alone. She pauses near the rail, looks out at the water, then she walks out of frame. She never appears on any camera again. As news spread quietly among crew, whispers began. One bartender remembered her at the bar the night before, laughing one moment, then suddenly tense. Another guest saw a man approach her. She brushed him off and left. The most unsettling tip? A musician from the cruise's jazz band, reportedly staring at her all night. He was never questioned. Some even said crew members were unusually friendly toward Laura, like they knew her or wanted her to feel comfortable. But none of this made it into the final report. When the ship docked, her disappearance was casually listed as lost at sea. No foul play, no accountability. But her family never believed it was an accident. They remembered her expression at dinner that last night, like she knew something, or someone, was wrong. Despite her family's pleas, the cruise continued like nothing had happened. No announcements, no public searches, no warnings. At night, the music played. At breakfast, the buffets were full. By the time port authorities boarded the ship, her cabin had already been cleaned. Fresh sheets, scented spray, her clothes packed away. When questioned, the cruise line claimed it was a routine refresh. But why clean a cabin that could be a crime scene? There was no blood, no signs of a struggle, but something about the silence was deafening. It was like she had never existed, like the ship had erased her. Years passed, but the story of Laura Hill refused to fade. Some believe she jumped, others believe she was pushed. But the darkest theories say she was taken, trafficked, hidden, silenced. One unconfirmed report came from a retired couple who swore they saw someone who looked like Laura, years later, in a small island town near the Lesser Antilles. She was with a man. She looked nervous. When the couple approached, the man stepped between them, and they never saw her again. Others believe she was taken below deck, into a part of the ship passengers never see, a place where security cameras don't work, where silence is easy, and questions are buried at sea. Back home, the cruise photos sat in silent frames. Laura's graduation cap remained on the shelf, untouched. The world moved on, but her family did not. They wrote letters, they pleaded with cruise officials, they knocked on doors that never opened. Every birthday passed with one less candle. Every ocean breeze reminded them of what was lost. Her mother said she still set a plate for Laura, not out of hope, but because it felt wrong not to. They never held a funeral. How do you say goodbye when there's no body, no truth, no peace? Sea holds many stories. Some are told with champagne toasts under glittering stars, with music echoing across the waves, with laughter that rises and fades like the tide. But others, like Laura's, sink quietly. No headlines, no answers, just silence. We wonder, was she scared, standing there alone? Did she sense something or someone behind her? Was she calling for help while music played just floors above? Or maybe she never even had a chance. Is she still out there, watching the same waves crash against the hull, waiting not to be rescued, but to be remembered? The island star sails on, cruise after cruise. Thousands more have danced on that same deck, sipped cocktails under the same lights, completely unaware that somewhere beneath their feet a story ended. Or maybe it just disappeared. And maybe that's the scariest part, that paradise and horror can share the same space, and no one notices until it's too late. Laura's cabin has been cleaned out, sanitized, polished to hotel perfection, but some staff remember what it used to look like: the flip-flops by the bed, the souvenir keychain swinging on the closet door, and one item they never touched: her journal, found tucked under the mattress. Page after page of cheerful notes, plans for excursions, dreams for the week ahead. But the last page? Blank. Was it left that way by choice, or did she run out of time? To this day, the cabin is rarely rented out. Not because of superstition, but because every time someone stays there, they complain of whispers and the feeling that someone is still there, watching from the corner. The island star keeps sailing, the decks get washed, the music never stops. But stories like Laura's don't fade with the waves. They echo. In every corridor, every porthole reflection, every cabin left too quiet for too long. Maybe that's the real reason we travel, to find pieces of stories left behind, to connect the dots between memory and mystery, and maybe to feel a little more alive. Because when paradise hides a secret, it might just be waiting for someone curious enough to notice. Love exploring the mysterious and the unknown? Bring the thrill of travel to your fingertips with my Travel the World word search puzzle on Amazon KDP. Discover iconic places, hidden gems, and countries across the globe, all while relaxing and training your brain. Check the link in the description to grab your copy today. Let the adventure continue, one word at a time. The island star keeps sailing, but Laura's story still echoes. What do you think really happened that night? Comment your theory below. Was it an accident, a cover-up, or something supernatural? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss our next unsolved travel mystery. Because sometimes the scariest stories are the ones still waiting to be found.